Cajun pork po' boys, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some all-purpose flour and we're going to season it. I'm using Slap Your Mama. Now in my recipe over at CajunRecipes.com, you'll notice that I put salt, pepper, and some emerald essence. This has plenty of salt already, so this is all that's needed. Just season this to your own preference. I think we ought to be pretty good with that right there. Just stir it in real good. Alright, we have a hot skillet going here. We're going to go ahead and pour in enough oil to fry these pork steaks. These are not pork chops, these are the cheap pork steaks that you can buy at your meat market, Walmart, Winn-Dixie, wherever. And all you want to do is take your pork steak, dust it with the flour, both sides, put it into the grease, and fry until brown. This is a very simple recipe. I guess the hardest part about it is probably cutting up your trinity to go in this. That's the most time consuming. Outside of that, all you're going to do is just flour and brown four of these pork steaks, and then you will assemble it, and I'll show you how to do that later in a Pyrex dish. And from there it strictly goes in the oven, and 3 hours later, voila, you got it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do these other 3 pork steaks the exact same way. We're going to put this one on some paper towels to drain off. And basically, like I said, all you do is you just take that seasoned flour we had earlier, and you flour these up. Just the light dusting is all you need. Fry them until brown. Alright, here comes number 2. Okay, I'm not going to put a recipe in my description box. Instead, I'm going to put a link to CajunCookingRecipes.com. Peggy Humble over there at CajunCookingRecipes.com was nice enough to post this same recipe, and I'm going to post a link to it. It's called Russ Jones Cajun Po' Boys. And that's exactly what this is, and I want to thank her for posting my recipe on there. Be sure to check her out. There is just tons and tons and tons of recipes from all over the world, not strictly Cajun and Creole. Check it out. Okay, these are all done. What happens now is I'm going to pour out all of this grease except for just a couple of tablespoons. I'm going to use that to saute our vegetables, our trinity and garlic. Alright, now time for the vegetables. Alright, I've got 2 stalks of celery. Goes in, 1 whole onion, 1 whole bell pepper, and 2 tablespoons of garlic. You want to make sure, I think I just bumped the camera, you want to make sure that you season this while sauteing. I'm going to use the Slap Your Mama on this as well. Not going to overdo this. Like I said, this Slap Your Mama is good stuff, but it does tend to be a little on the salty side, and I've already got it in my flour, so I'm thinking that ought to be about right. We're going to go with that right there. Saute until they just begin to wilt. Okay, all the flour remnants that was at the bottom of this pan has gotten picked up into these vegetables as well, and that's also going to help make the gravy as this thing bakes. That's coming up next. Let's put this thing together. Okay, what we're going to do now, put on a pot holder first. We're going to take these vegetables, the trinity, and we're going to just spoon it out on top of all this meat. This is so simple, but oh my God, it's so delicious. Just spoon that, spread it across the meat, The only thing left to do is take beef broth, just pour it in until it's covered. And it's probably going to take this whole carton. Now it goes into a 375 oven, cooks uncovered for around 3 hours. Alright, here we go. See you in about 3 hours. Okay, I just removed this Cajun pork for our Cajun pork po' boys out of the oven. Getting ready to pull this meat with 2 forks. Going to remove bones and as much fat as I can. Stir it all in well, and I'll show you the end result here very soon. Okay, we're going to make some French fries to go with these Cajun style pork po' boys. Now this here is going to be like a fast food style French fry, and I actually got this idea from Rob J. Nixon's YouTube channel. I'll post a link on that as well. He calls them McDonald's fries. I guess it's a clone or a knockoff of the McDonald's fries, which I just happen to love. I'm not real crazy over McDonald's, but I do like their fries. So we're going to peel all these potatoes, and then we'll go to step 2 after this. Alright, we're going to cut up these fries with my little handy dandy fry maker I just purchased here about a week or 2 ago. Oh yeah. How about that? Let's do that again. That was fun. Go over here and grab another potato. Here we go. Love it. How cool. Okay, I just transferred these fries into a Pyrex dish with just cold water. We're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes, and as you can tell, the water is already beginning to get cloudy. That's the excess starch coming off of these fries. And that's what we're trying to do here, is get all this excess starch out of the fries, and we're going to discard the water after they sit for about 5 minutes. Okay, these have been sitting about 4 or 5 minutes. I'm getting ready to put them through a colander, drain this water out, rinse them off good. Then we'll be ready for our next step in this process. Okay, now what you want to do is take your Pyrex dish, pour boiling water over into it. Just like that. That ought to be enough. Now, take regular sugar. It's not quite a half a cup. It's somewhere between a quarter and a half, about a third a cup of sugar. That will dissolve into the hot water. Now you want to put about a tablespoon and a half of Cajun syrup. Stir that in good. Stir that in good and let all that dissolve. We got the sugar and Cajun syrup dissolved into this hot water. Now we're going to put our fries back in, and we're going to leave this soaking for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm getting my deep fryer ready to fry. We'll be back. Okay, we're going to do this probably in 2 batches. Whoops. Drop one in there. Alright. Load our basket up. Alright, we'll call that 1 batch. Here we go. What you want to do is let these go for 2 minutes. 2 minutes only. At the end of 2 minutes, we're going to drain these on some paper towels, and they go into the freezer for 20 minutes. This is a two-part process. Fry 2 minutes, then we'll put them in the freezer, then we'll put them back in the deep fryer for another 5 to 7 minutes to finish them off. These have went for 2 minutes. Getting ready to put these over here on some paper towels and get ready for our second batch. Here goes the second one. Two minutes. Alright, we're coming up on 2 minutes on this first cook. Getting ready to strain them on some paper towels and to the freezer for 20 minutes. We'll be back. Alright, I just took the fries out of the freezer. They've been in there for around 20 minutes. Going to add them back into the basket, or half of them that is. We're going to let them go for about 5 to 7 minutes until they're the right color. I'm going by color here in that time. You know what a McDonald's French fry looks like. Alright, here we go. Well, they're starting to float and getting a little brown on the edges. I think they have probably about another minute or two, and we'll be able to start our second batch. Alright, these are about the color I'm looking for here, so we're going to drain these off and go ahead and drain them on some paper towels as well. And make sure that when you put these hot on the paper towels that you salt them good, just like at McDonald's. You know the drill. Okay, we're on our final and last batch of McDonald's fries, fast food fries, whatever you want to call them. Tell you what, I just tasted these right here, man. That's a real close replica. I mean, real close. That ain't bad for home fries. But anyway, we're getting ready to plate this thing up here shortly. Okay. This is the whole wheat bun I was telling you about. Nice and warm and soft, which I like. Some people like a good crusty French bread, which nothing wrong with that, but on these I prefer this. We're going to go ahead and spoon this out. Now if you'll notice, I put that whole carton of beef broth in here and it's gone. There's nothing but like a gravy that's just infused in between the meat. Now on top of this, I'm going to use either a chipotle mayo or bought a new one today. I thought about trying. Let's see what that is. Hang on. That would be this one right here, a horseradish Dijon. We'll do one or the other.